What if this year is your last chance to become the person you were always meant to be? Not in some dramatic, fatalistic way, but in the sense that time doesn't wait for clarity, comfort, or confidence. It just moves. And whether you're ready or not, another year is already slipping through your fingers. Ask yourself this honestly. How many more New Year's resolutions will you write and then forget? How many more dreams will you file away under some day? How many more days will pass by while you wait for the perfect moment to begin? The truth is, most people don't run out of time because their lives are cut short. They run out of time because they wait too long to start living. And when they finally wake up, they realize they've spent years surviving instead of thriving, existing instead of evolving, worrying instead of building. But not you, not this year. This is the year you break that cycle. This is the year you refuse to waste another moment drifting through your life like a stranger. This is the year you become deliberate. The first key to making sure you don't waste another year of your life is this: clarify what truly matters. You see, the danger isn't in doing too little, it's in doing too much of the wrong things. We confuse being busy with being productive. We wake up, check our phones, dive into errands, deadlines, social media, and distractions that masquerade as priorities. At the end of the day, we're exhausted, but ask yourself, did any of that actually move you closer to the life you want? Busyness is the enemy of purpose. If you don't take the time to define your values, your environment will define them for you. And that's dangerous because the world is full of noise, full of people telling you what to want, who to be, what to chase. But when was the last time you slowed down, sat in silence, and asked yourself, what do I want my life to mean? What kind of person do I want to become? What legacy do I want to leave behind? Without clarity, you'll climb a ladder your whole life only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. So take time to reconnect with your core. Identify the values that make your soul feel on fire. Define what success means to you, not your parents, not your boss, not the influencers on your feet. Decide who you want to become and start aligning your daily actions with that vision. The second key to making this your breakthrough year is simple but rare. Develop the courage to break your own patterns. Comfort zones are dangerous, not because they're comfortable, but because they're deceptive. They lull you into thinking you're safe when really you're stuck. Growth always demands discomfort. Change never feels good at first. That's why so many people choose routine over transformation, familiar misery over unfamiliar possibility. But look at any person who transformed their life and you'll find a moment, a decision when they said, no more excuses, no more procrastination, no more blaming the past, other people, or circumstances. They stopped waiting for motivation and they chose discipline instead. They stopped seeking validation and chose integrity instead. They stopped rehearsing old stories and started writing new ones. I remember talking to a man in his late 60s who said, if I could go back, I wouldn't wish for more time. I'd wish for more courage to use the time I had. You don't need more time. You need more boldness. The boldness to quit habits that are quietly killing you. The boldness to stop pretending you're fine when you're unfulfilled. The boldness to apply for the job, make the call, end the toxic relationship, start the book, build the business, join the gym, forgive yourself, or simply start over. You cannot rewrite the past, but you can take full authorship of what comes next, and that begins when you refuse to repeat the same year over and over while calling it a life. The third and final key to not wasting another year is this: live with a sense of urgency without panic. We often think urgency means rushing, but true urgency is about intention. It's waking up and knowing that time is your most valuable currency and spending it like it matters. It's not about hustling every second, it's about making every second count. Whether that's grinding for your goals or resting on purpose, each moment becomes a choice, a vote for the future you want to live. There's a story about a man who kept a jar of 1,000 marbles, each one representing a Saturday in an average lifespan. Every Saturday he would remove one marble, and as the jar emptied, he said, he began to see life more clearly. He cherished time with his family. He took more risks. He stopped putting things off. What would happen if you did the same? What if you treated each day as something you never get back? Would you still wait until next month to start that project? Next year to change your lifestyle? Someday is the enemy of transformation. You will never be younger than you are right now, and yet right now you are still full of possibility. So I ask you, what if you went all in for 1 year, just one? What if you dedicated the next 12 months to becoming unrecognizable to your past self, to building discipline instead of dreaming about it, to choosing self-respect over self-doubt, to doing the things that scare you but move you. 1 year of consistency could change everything: your health, your finances, your relationships, your peace of mind. 1 year of hard choices could give you decades of freedom. But you have to begin now. Not when the timing is perfect. Not when you feel ready. Not when you get approval. Yeah. Because the truth is, your life is happening whether you're participating or not. And the longer you sit on the sidelines, the further you drift from the life you were born to live. So don't waste another year scrolling past your dreams. Don't waste another year waiting for inspiration when what you need is commitment. Don't waste another year watching others build what you're capable of creating. This is your moment. This is your year. Start now. Keep going. And don't look back. What if you woke up one morning and decided this year would be different? Not because you got lucky, not because your circumstances suddenly changed, but because you finally chose to change your mindset, your habits, and your standard for what you accept. The average person spends years in quiet frustration, feeling like life is passing them by while they check off to-do lists that lead nowhere. They run in circles chasing the illusion of progress. They say things like, one day when things settle down, or maybe next year when I have more time, but things rarely settle down, and time doesn't wait. Here's what most people never realize. The life they want is not out of reach. It's just on the other side of consistent, uncomfortable, intentional action, and yet they continue to sacrifice their dreams for a false sense of safety. They say no to growth because it feels unfamiliar. But familiarity is not the same as fulfillment. One of the most painful truths is this: if you don't take ownership of your life, someone else will. Your time will be consumed by someone else's goals. Your energy will be drained by someone else's agenda. Your identity will be shaped by someone else's expectations, until one day you realize you've lived an entire life that looks nothing like the one you dreamed of. So how do you stop this cycle? How do you make sure this year doesn't become another chapter in the story of missed potential? You do it by making a non-negotiable decision to take back control. That doesn't mean overhauling your entire life in 1 week. It means building a new relationship with discomfort. It means saying, I may not know how to do it all, but I'm willing to start anyway. People talk about confidence as if it's something you're born with, but confidence is not a gift, it's a result. It's what happens when you keep promises to yourself even when no one is watching. It's what you build when you show up to the gym even when you're tired, when you work on your goals after everyone else goes to bed, when you keep going despite failure, fear, and doubt. There is no shortcut. There is only effort. And that's why so few people ever taste real success. Because effort doesn't give instant results. It gives compounding results. But compounding requires faith. Faith that every rep, every page, every minute matters. Faith that change is happening even when you can't see it yet. Think about a tree. When it starts to grow, there's nothing spectacular about it. It's a seed in dirt. It takes months, even years, of pushing against the soil, reaching for sunlight, surviving storms. People walk by it every day not noticing. But one day, it stands tall, rooted, resilient, and everyone calls it strong. But that strength was built in silence. That's how your transformation will happen. Not in viral moments, not with applause, but in quiet consistency, in early mornings and late nights, in small, repeated acts of. You must understand this. Time is not your enemy. Wasted time is, and the cost of wasted time is permanent. Because you can recover money, you can rebuild relationships, but you can't rewind time. Once it's gone, it doesn't return. That's why every decision matters. Every hour counts. Every day is either building your future or burying it. And yet we treat time like it's unlimited. We say, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start when I feel motivated. But motivation is fleeting. What you need is commitment. Motivation will leave you in the middle of the storm. Commitment will carry you through it. So let me ask you, what are you waiting for? What would happen if you finally went all in on your own life? If you stopped trying to please everyone else and started honoring your own vision? If you stopped apologizing for wanting more and started pursuing it with passion? There is no shame in wanting to grow. There is no guilt in choosing yourself. In fact, choosing yourself is the most responsible thing you can do. Because when you rise, you inspire others to rise. When you heal, you break cycles. When you live fully, you show others that it's possible. But it all begins with the decision, not one more wasted year. That means removing the distractions that steal your focus. That means being honest about the habits that are no longer serving you. That means surrounding yourself with people who challenge your complacency, not enable it. It might mean letting go of certain relationships. It might mean outgrowing environments that once felt like home. It might mean walking alone for a while. But growth is lonely before it becomes magnetic. You attract better when you become better. So stop waiting for signs. Stop asking for permission. Stop assuming you'll get another chance. You don't need more time. You need more decisions. The decision to get serious. The decision to stop complaining and start building. The decision to face your fears instead of hiding behind them. You are not too old. You are not too broken. You are not too late. The version of you that you dream of, they're not a fantasy, they're a possibility. And the only thing standing in the way is the version of you who keeps saying, not yet. So let this be the moment you draw the line. Let this be the year you burn the excuses. Let this be the year you look back on and say, that's when everything changed. Not because life gave you an easier path, but because you finally became someone who could walk the one in front of you. This is your wake-up call. Not tomorrow, not next year. Because the truth is, every year you delay is a year you'll never get back. While you hesitate, someone with less talent but more urgency is already out there building the life you say you want. They're not waiting for conditions to be perfect. They're not praying for the fear to disappear. They're acting, learning, adjusting. They're moving. And while they move, others remain stuck in the same patterns, recycling the same complaints, surrounded by the same distractions. But not you, not anymore. You've tasted what it's like to want more. You've felt the ache of untapped potential, and now you get to decide whether that pain becomes your prison or your fuel. You must understand that breakthrough doesn't arrive fully formed. It's sculpted by choices made in the dark. When no one is cheering, when every part of you wants to quit, that's where real character is forged. That's where the transformation takes root. When you commit to change, life doesn't get easier, it gets clearer. The excuses begin to lose their grip. The drama fades into the background. You begin to see that most of your limitations weren't real. They were stories you inherited or created to protect yourself from the discomfort of growth. But you are not here to live a story of fear. You are here to create one of courage. Every day you wake up, you have two choices: return to what is safe or rise into what is possible. One leads to regret, the other leads to legacy. So rewrite the story. Begin with today. Begin with the simple choice to take the next right step. No more fantasizing about the perfect plan. No more overthinking every detail. No more letting the past dictate what you believe is possible. This is not about perfection. This is about direction. Are you walking toward who you want to become? Are your actions aligned with your values? Does your calendar reflect your dreams or your distractions? You don't need to be fearless. You need to move despite fear, because fear isn't a stop sign, it's a signal. It means you're close to something meaningful. It means you're stretching. Lean into it. Let it sharpen you, not shrink you. This next chapter of your life is unwritten. Don't let it be a repeat of the last one. Don't let it be a compilation of almost, maybes, and missed chances. Let it be bold. Let it be brave. Let it be the season where you finally decide to live fully, speak truthfully, love deeply, and show up relentlessly. The clock is ticking, not in a way that should scare you, but in the way that should awaken you. Build, heal, learn, try, fail, grow, risk, create, live. Because one day, the story of your life will be told, and whether it inspires others will depend on whether you chose to fully live it. Don't waste another year, not when everything you've ever wanted is waiting on the other side of action. Go and make it count.